Bridget Bartlett here with Vision Marketing and Design, and today we are live inside of our team training where we are live Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So today I want to talk to you about how to create a website for your coaching business. If you look in the knowledge base and you search for coaching or a website, you will see the video for today's training, and you'll also see that I've outlined some things that you want to make sure that you include inside of your landing page or website or the first page of your funnel, whatever you decide to create. Okay, so I'll definitely let you read through all of that because what I really want to do is give you some examples of different coaching websites, and then I'm going to take you into the builder and we're going to talk about, how to actually create that. So I just wanted to show you some examples because I know I am a visual person, so I like to see, examples so that I can kind of get my mind wrapped around what I want to do for my own business. Okay, this really helps to also structure your website in a way that is visually appealing and gives you a place to start. Okay, so what I noticed right away is we have this banner up here and it has the social media icons. There's also a cart here, so she's definitely selling something with an e-commerce store here, which would be her books. She also, her call to action is a request to call. You see that she has some positioning here with the places that she's been seen. She also talks about the ways that she can help. She has a book here that you can purchase. And then also there's more information about, for organizations, for individuals, for women, more positioning here, and then more about her. And then some testimonials, which is social proof. Okay, so if you go back here, you'll see that she pretty much has all of the different elements for a good website. Okay, now when we talk about websites and funnels, the main thing, this is a constantly debated topic, but when I say websites and I say funnels, the only difference to me is simply the navigation. If you have a funnel, you typically don't have the menu up here because you really just have the one call to action that you want to send people to. Okay, so whether you have a funnel or you have a website, what you really want to think about is the call to action. Okay, so here's another website, and again, I'm calling website because there's navigation here. So there's all the different things that this person does. She has her logo up here, which is her name. There's another kind of bold heading here, which you can see she has as well. I don't think it's a great idea to put your email address on your website. It's better to have a form or something where people can contact you because they will grab your email address and then start sending you different spam. So you can see down here again, she has the different packages, different services and things that she provides, and then a way to find out more information, the call to action, let's get started, and she has a form here for the newsletter. Okay, newsletters are a great way to capture leads, but a lot of people don't sign up for newsletters. They sign up for things of value that they can receive. Okay, so we're going to talk about this all this week about how to create and promote your coaching business. And today is the first day of the training, and this is all about the website, right? Because you really, before you even start promoting, you need to have a website because you have to have something to position yourself, something to send people to so that they can see what you're all about. Okay, if you don't have a website, it's not that you can't be productive in business. It just means that it's going to be harder for you because you don't look very professional if you don't at least have a website. So we have another option here, bulletproof musician, want to perform better under pressure. And I want you to notice the headlines here. Okay, so this is a pain point. Okay, and then it's saying learn how performance psychology can help you beat nerves and perform your very best on stage because leaving is not usually an option. Okay, so it's basically how to get what you want without the common pain points. So here's the call to action. Start here. Let's see where it takes you. And then looks like more info, but not a very good I mean, it says start here, but I guess you can take the quiz. It's not very clear, so I'm not a huge fan of that, but you know, it's an option. But I do love how this pretty much, this is a great banner, right? So it takes up the whole screen here. We have the positioning down here, and then a little bit about him, and then ways to begin. So that's definitely a lot better than the actual button there. If it was me, I would have this button go down here. So you can choose how you want to get started, but that's just me. And then, of course, they have the newsletter. Okay, so we have another example here. This is Jeff Welch Consulting. There is a search box up here. I help engage leaders clarify their priorities and go further, faster. So he has his basically a guide, which that is a much better way of getting people into your email list than just saying newsletter, because he's giving a reason for them to enter into the newsletter. If you don't have something of value that you're giving in exchange, they're less likely to enter in their info. So you see some testimonials here, and then of course the social media icons down here. Here's another one here, Money School with Mark Butler. So he has his navigation up here. Feel better about your finances. Tell me how. Let's see if we click here. Then you're entering in the info. So that's not too bad. It's visually appealing. You have some testimonials right up front. More about him. Ready for me to mess with your mind a little. So that's a little bit funny. So pretty good. Okay, so here is the last example. Career sequel, unlock, empower, transform, exceptional organization, start with exceptional leadership. So again, we have learn more. Let's see what this call to action is. Your potential. So I would definitely, I mean, I guess it does have a call to action to book your call, but I probably would not put such a unclear call to action. I would want to definitely, if you click tell me more, I would want to have the book a call right up here, and then maybe more info down here. So that's just me, my opinion. Okay, so inside of the HighLevel builder, you can create funnels and websites. The builder is the same, but again, the difference in the funnels and the websites is the navigation. Okay, so when you're building a funnel, you're going to have the different steps, and I can show you here on this one, for example. The way that all of the pages are laid out, it's one step on top of the next on top of the next. So the goal would be that they go here first, then you have some kind of where they click a button for your call to action, they go to this page, and then typically there's another page, or the thank you page, or a sales page, or something like that, and you can really build out your funnel however much you want. But typically with a funnel, you just have the one, like a button or multiple buttons that go to one call to action. So it would be like book a discovery call, or register for my free course, or register for my book, or whatever it is, and then you want to send them somewhere. Okay, now a website, basically same process, but if we go into a website here like this one, you'll see that the navigation is a little different. Okay, so it's the pages are side by side, and then of course you have a menu in there where people can skip around. Okay, now the reason that funnels are better than websites when you are running paid ads is because you really don't want them to get lost in the website. Okay, they can bounce around, they can go to different pages in the funnel, but you want to make it very clear when you're running ads what they need to do next. Okay, so if you're running paid ads or you're doing lead generation, funnels are better, but you definitely need at least a website, because when you are positioning yourself, you want to show all the things about you. So you can do that on a landing page, or you can do that in a funnel, or you can build out the whole website. Either way, you need to make sure that you have the same components that are mentioned here in all the criteria. Okay, so let's actually build a website together. So I'm going to go to new website, and I'm going to go to the template library, and you'll see there are tons and tons of templates and different categories that you can use for your website. I love the idea of using bio links. I have a bio link myself, and it's a great way, especially if you are advertising on social media, to really make it, we talk about in funnels like that simple call to action. This is really could not be more simple. And especially if you have multiple offers, like for example, if we're talking about this guy here, it has his picture, a little bit about him, has a button that goes to his website. If it'll load here, has a button that goes to his website, his free financial guide, and then a way for people to get in touch, and then his social media profiles. Okay, so it's very simple and it's very clear. What not only what does he do, but the ways that people can interact with his business. Okay, so to choose a simple website, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on business coaching and consulting, and you'll see that we have lots of options here. I can scroll all the way down and see business sales, life coaching book sales, personal life coach. Now, you don't have to pick one that's really relevant to, for example, if you are a business coach or an agency or something like that, and you like this layout, you can use that. It doesn't mean that you can't use that, but it definitely takes a lot of the work away when you choose one that is very specific to what you're doing. Okay, but what we really want to focus more on is the actual the design and the website. So let's just say business courses. Okay, so I'm just going to click here and we're going to select this template. I'm going to go ahead and continue. I'm going to agree to the terms and I'm going to get the template. Okay, so let me see. It was coaching, I think. Business coaching. Okay, so this is the website that I chose. Okay, so we have home, about us, courses, trainings, coaching, terms and conditions, and privacy policy. So we have really everything that we need in this website. Now, if you want to use this as a funnel, you definitely could. You just would take away the navigation menu and then just use the landing page. Okay, but it's great that we have the terms and conditions and privacy policy because that is usually what kind of throws people off. And what's really cool when you do a website like this, even if you were only using this page, until you can build all of this out, you wouldn't have to change very much, right? We would just simply eliminate the menu. So let's go ahead and click edit, and let's edit in a new tab so I can keep that tab open. And I'm going to just show you the builder here. Now, if the builder right now looks a little unfamiliar to you, this is because HighLevel just released a brand new version of the builder. So it is it's much better. It's more, I guess, more streamlined. It's more user-friendly. Here's the menu that we talked about, right? So here's the navigation menu. If you want to add any elements, you can click the plus sign here, and then you have, headlines and sub-headlines and paragraph text, bullet list, all of your forms, blogs, different media that you want to add. And all you need to do is simply drag it into the website. Okay, so it's a very simple drag and drop. And you'll see here that there are global sections. Okay, so a global section is a section that you save that it will allow you to update on every page of the website that it is included. Okay, it has to be within the same website. So you can see here, this header is actually a global section, and you'll see that it's actually purple and it says global header here. Okay, so if I go to another page here in this website and I update this, maybe I change the logo or something like that, as long as it's global, it will change all of the other pages that our global section is at. Okay, so if I go to courses here and open up this page, let's say that I decide to change this logo. So I'm going to left click here. Let's scroll down until we see the logo. And let's just choose this picture here. Or we could actually choose logo. It's a little large, so let's say Optimize. Let's say the width is 75. Okay, you can't see it because it's white. So let's go ahead and click here and then let's change the background color to black. So we've changed that. Now let's change the color of the text here in the menu to white so that we can see it. And now let's go ahead and save. Okay, so it's telling you right now that when you save, you're saving in a global header, so or a global section, so it's going to affect the other pages that include that global section. Okay, so now let's go back to our home page, and you'll see that our header has also changed there as well. Okay, so that is how you use the global header. Now, you can make any panel or section in the website global, and all you need to do is click on the little save icon, and you can do save section and then add to global. And then if you save that, you'll see it turns purple. And when you go to your global sections now, we have this test section. So I could use this on any page of my website. And this is really cool if you have, for example, I have in my website, I have 3 different pages that are very similar. And I want to make sure they're for different offers, right? So I want to make sure on every page, if I update one of the sections, that it will update on all the other pages without me having to actually go to the page and remember to do that. So this is so cool that you're not just limited to headers and footers. You can actually make any of the sections global. Okay, so I'm just going to delete this here because we don't need this to be global. Okay, so if you want to save a section that's not global and you want to just, maybe you like the style of it. A lot of times when I'm building out websites, I may create like a banner like this, and I really like the style of the banner, and I want to save it so that I can easily duplicate this on other websites that I'm building. All you need to do is click save, and you can do test here, and then you would just want to save to template and save, and then you'll see that it will be available. If we go over here to add elements and go to section templates, you'll see that we have saved that there. So it's really cool if you, like I said, if you're designing these landing pages and you want to use the same style over and over again, you could literally build a website in seconds by just coming over here and dragging all of the different panels to your website. Okay. So if you want to change any of the text, for example, you can just click in the box and you'll see now we have the bold, italicized, strike, and all of that inside the box. So we have this little window that popped up. It used to be that it would pop up over here. And then, of course, on the right-hand side, you have all of your editing options. So you can change the background color, the opacity, the text shadow, letter spacing, the alignment. You can add a shadow here. You can adjust the mobile and desktop size. You can also toggle over here to see what the desktop looks like. You can also change the typography here, add different icons, and then the colors as well. So if it's just regular text, you can add that color. And if it's bold text, you can change the color or italicize and so on. You can also add spacing on the left, right, top, and bottom. And the padding is the spacing inside the element. Okay, margin is the spacing around the element. So you'll see here that I'm clicked inside the box, and if I want to add more padding to the top, you'll see that it adds that here. Okay, now if I want to add more margin to the top, you'll see that it keeps that the same, but I'm moving the entire word down. Okay, so that whole element moves down there. Now, you also have layers here. So this is really helpful if you want to rearrange different sections of your page. You may decide that you want to do that for whatever reason. You also can toggle in between the pages here. If you have different tracking codes, the header and the footer tracking codes, you can add there really easily. You can also click here to add custom CSS. You just paste it into the box if you're familiar with that. You can also set the typography for your entire website here. So the different text styles that you like to use, you can just click there and you'll see that that we have lots of options here that you can choose from. So all of the Google fonts. All right. You can also change the text color, and then the link. When you add a link like this and you click here and you add your link, you can decide what color you want the words that are linked to a website. You can decide what color you want them to be. You also can set the background image. So the background image is what's going to show. Let's just choose this one here. So you'll see that you don't see that image anywhere except down here, okay? And that's because this is a transparent background. So if we made this pink, then you'll see now you can't see that. But if you make it transparent, you'll be able to see it. So you may want to add the background there. Maybe you want to make this transparent, and then you can edit that way. So what I really like about this is when you add that background image, you can, of course, have that parallax effect where you're scrolling, but the image doesn't scroll. So definitely lots of things that you can do to design. Also, you have the pop-up settings. So there's one pop-up per page. So you can design it here just like you would any panel. So you can add rows here. You can, looks like that's stuck there. You can add rows there. You can add your form or whatever you want here to this. Typically people will add a form. You can also, let's just say this one, and then you could also add more text if you want to. So I could add a headline and then edit that way. Okay. You can also adjust your pop-up settings here. So if you don't want it to show on the exit, you can toggle this off, and you can also disable the pop-up as well. Okay. The next thing here is the SEO metadata. So this is what's going to show on the page. So this is the page of the title. When you're sharing this particular page, it'll show the title. It'll also show the description. You can add some keywords here and the author, and then you can also add an image, and this image is what's going to be the share image. So when you share this page, like on social media, this is going to be the image that shows, okay? You can add custom meta tags, and then you can also preview what everything's going to look like here, and then update your SEO metadata, okay? And you can also, if you do add any custom codes and you want to see what it looks like before you save it, you can actually click here, and then it will show you the live view of the custom code that you added. You also have the option here of clicking and seeing all of the different pages. And like I said, you can view the desktop and then the mobile view here. If you make a mistake and you want to just undo it, all you need to do is click there. And if you want to show the settings here, wherever you're clicking at, then you can open this up here, and it will show the settings there. Okay, so that's the basic gist of the builder. So I said, we talk about the call to action, right? So I'm going to go ahead and save this. We talk about the call to action, and wherever these buttons are, let's change this back just to make it a color. So wherever these buttons are, typically people will choose a pop-up, okay? And the pop-up, like I said, it usually has a form. So what I want to do is I want to click in this button, and I want to make sure that the action is set to pop up. Now I could send them to another website page, or hide an element, scroll to an element, go to a page there. The one-click upsell or downsell, I could have them call a number, send a text message, send an email, or even access a membership area, okay? But here, what I want to do is just make sure that it is open to the pop-up, okay? Because what we're going to do is we're going to add a form that they can fill out, and then, of course, we want to add them to our email list, okay? So whatever your call to action is, you need to make sure that you're capturing a form. So to create a form, we want to go back here. So I just click the back sign, and I'm going to go up to Forms and Form Builder, and I'm just going to go to Add a Form. And you will see that the form builder has also been updated, so that's super cool. So the main thing that I want to do is make sure that I have at least the first name. If you have a professional business and you want to capture more information, of course, you could definitely do that. Maybe first name, last name, email address. You may want to ask for the phone number, but the more things that they have to fill out here, the less converting your offer or your form becomes. So it's less likely that they will fill it out. So that's something that you may want to consider if you want to reorganize those. You could do that there. Let's just say we do want to add the form. And then, of course, we need a button. Okay, so it's super simple. If you want to make this button full width, which I always want to, I can just toggle that on there. And then I can change the button title here to say submit, or let's say access the free course. Okay. Because tomorrow I'm going to show you how to use this form and then how to build and give access to a free course, because giving a free course as a coach is an excellent way to introduce them to yourself, your business, and position you as the expert. So what you would want to do is give them access to the free course, and then of course you want to fill your course with different offers that you have available. Okay, so we'll explain, go deeper into that tomorrow. But let's go ahead and give our form a title here. So I'm just going to say coach course. Actually, let's put free coach course so that we know. Oops. Free coach course. Okay. And we need to choose a call to action after they fill out the form. Okay, so we can send them to another URL, which we should, inside of our website, we should have, a page that that we send them to that has our testimonials, has instructions to check their email for access information, or whatever we want to send them to. But just to make this simple, we're going to say just a message. Thank you for taking the time to fill out the form. Check your email for your login credentials. Okay. And so when this form gets filled out, they will see this message right there on the page, and it will let them know to check their email. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead. I want to make this required because I don't want them to be able to submit the form without entering this information here. Now, you may decide the last name is not that important. If you do need the last name for your business, make sure to click required there. And sometimes, even though we put the phone number there, we won't always make it required, but you can definitely add the enable country picker, because a lot of times people will not enter in the country code. And if you are, if you promote your business to people all over the world, that's definitely important. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and save this form now. And what we need to do now is we need to go back. We need to go to our website. Let's see here. Go to our website and let's go to, I think it was called coaching. Okay, so we have business coaching. We want to go to our website and we want to make sure that that call to action, that the button is actually going to the right place. Okay, so we want to click on the button. We want to click, we see open pop-up, but we need to go to the pop-up settings. We need to click here and then scroll down until you see the selection of the forms. So we called it free coach course. So now we have the correct call to action there. We have the correct form. And you can also see here, if you wanted to choose a place where they can go after they fill out the form, you could also select this. Okay, so you could just choose another website URL if you want to. Okay, but I'm just going to use the message that we created there and then go ahead and save. But now what we need to do is we need to figure out, we need to create an automation so that when they do fill out this form, we are actually sending them information, right? So I said tomorrow we're going to give them access to a free course, but regardless of what your call to action is, whether it's an ebook or they're booking a discovery call, you need to have something happen once they enter in that information. So I'm going to go to the automations tab and I'm going to create a new workflow. I'm just going to start from scratch here. And then the trigger from our workflow, I'm just going to say free course form. Okay, so that this reminds, oh, I should spell it right. Free coach course form. Okay, and then my trigger is going to be a form. So I'm going to say form submitted. And then now I need to choose the specific form that I want to trigger this workflow. Okay, so I've chosen the free coach course. So now anything that I put here will be triggered based on this form being submitted. Okay, so anything here that I want to put, I could trigger a Google Sheet, send a message to Slack, a custom webhook. I can send an email, I can send a text, a phone call, a voicemail. I can send them a Facebook message. Um, Add them to a manual call or text list, Instagram DM, Google My Business Messenger. I could add them to my affiliate program. I could add different tags and add notes and assign users. All of these things I can do based on the simple action of them filling out the form. Okay. So I could also release access to a membership area here. And like I said, we'll talk more about that tomorrow. But most of you will simply want to send an email. Okay, so you just choose the email option. You want to enter in your name, and you could use custom values here if you want. So this would be like the account name. So you could use that. Maybe you want to do, oops, let's go to account email. And these codes here are going to pull in from your location. So you don't have to use these. You could just type in the from name or the from email address if you want to. But if you do want it to be dynamic so that it updates without you having to come back in here every single time you want to change the email or something like that, you could use these codes and then it will update for you. You can say here for the email subject, so congratulations or congratulations. Here is your free thing. Okay, now of course you wouldn't say here's your free thing, but you get the point there. And I could say, hey, and then let's add their first name. Um, Thank you for your interest in my free stuff. Here is how you get it. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay, and then we could put our name, we could type it out again, or we could go to the account and then put the account first name or the account name, and then we could also do even the account. Let's say we want to do the full address. Maybe we want to do the full phone number here. So we'll go to account and then phone number. So you could add whatever you want to. This is also a great place if you have like a Facebook group or something like that. Don't forget to join my Facebook group at, and then we'll just say facebook.com groups / my group. Okay, now I just made that up, but you get the point here, right? So we basically we're using this email to the best of our abilities. So we really want to make sure that they know after they fill out the form, we're sending them an email for whatever free thing that we've offered them. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save. Now, if tomorrow you want them to receive another email, all you need to do is click the plus sign, go down to the wait step, and you can say wait 1 day or wait 24 hours or wait 2 days or whatever you want to do. You could even do wait 1 minute if you want to. And then of course we would click the plus sign and then we could send them another email if we prefer. Okay, so if you want to build out a whole welcome sequence and explain your free course or whatever it is that you're giving, you could build this all out there. Okay, so once you get everything organized how you want it, of course you want to save. And you also want to publish. Okay, so publishing is what's going to make this live and start working. All right. Now, tomorrow we're going to talk about how you can give access to a free course, which I explained. A free course is such a great way, especially if it's a video course, a great way of introducing yourself to give value. It's also a great way of promoting your coaching services, because what you would do is go to social media and you'd say, here's some great tips on how to do this. And if you want my free course, click the link in the description. Okay. And then, of course, once they sign up for the free course, then they're getting to know you. They're getting to know the value that you provide. And then you can also ask them if they want to book private coaching session, or you can share your affiliate links for something. It's really unlimited what you can offer by sharing your free course. Okay. I do have a few questions here. Let's see. Blake says, is it possible to set up appointment reminders for businesses that use an external appointment software? It is possible, but you would need to send the data to HighLevel. And then you would need to, a lot of times what you'd have to do is create the automation and then start with a tag, or that's what I do. I use tags for everything. So for example, I would have a Pabbly workflow that pulls in the data from whatever that place is and then sends it to Lead Connector, which is what the Pabbly or Zapier Zaps are called, and then have it tag, and then that tag would then trigger a workflow with those reminders. Okay, so it's an extra few steps, but it's definitely possible. Okay, so thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Go make your vision a reality. Bye. Thank you so much for joining us for today's training. If you have any questions, you can join us for open office hours starting right now at bridgetbartlett.com. It's free and open to everyone.